In the cozy confines of a warm and sunny house nestled at the edge of a quaint small town, there lived an adorable orange kitten, whose fur was as brilliant as the sunrise and as soft as the finest cotton. Her round green eyes sparkled with mischief, and her tiny pink nose twitched with curiosity. The little kitten was as playful and energetic as any other kitten, but she had a bit of a naughty streak in her. She loved nothing more than climbing onto tables and knocking things over with her little paws. She would bat around her toys, scattering them everywhere, and then run away, leaving her poor mother to clean up the mess. Oh, how often her mother sighed and said, "Be a good little kitten. Listen carefully. One day you'll understand why I teach you these things." But the fluffy little kitty would just giggle, shake her head, and dash off to cause more trouble. Life was just too fun to be anything but silly and naughty. But one day everything changed dramatically. The kitten woke up feeling fine, ready to run and play, as usual. But when she looked for her mother, she found her lying in bed looking very weak and tired. The mother cat had fallen sick and couldn't get up. Her paws trembled and her usually bright green eyes were dull. The little orange kitten tilted her head in confusion. "Mama, why aren't you getting up? Don't you want to cook or clean?" Her mother smiled at her gently. "Not today, little one. I need to rest, but the house still needs to be taken care of." The kitten's heart trembled. For the very first time, she realized how important her mother's lessons were. She knew that if she didn't do something, they would both be in big trouble. They wouldn't have any food or clean dishes or warm meals. For the first time ever, the naughty kitten decided she had to change. First, she went into the kitchen and looked at the sink full of dishes. "Okay, Mama always told me to rinse first, then wash with soap, and then rinse again." At first, she splashed water everywhere. The bubbles covered her whiskers, and a plate almost slipped from her paws. But she kept trying. Slowly and carefully, she washed all the dishes until they sparkled. She felt very proud. "Now, Mama will be happy with me." Then she remembered how her mother mopped the floor every morning. She dragged the mop across the room. It was almost as tall as her tiny body. At first, she made a mess, leaving puddles everywhere. But she didn't give up. She listened to her mother's voice in her heart saying, "Don't rush. Take your time, one step at a time." And soon the floors were shining clean. The kitten stood back and purred with satisfaction. "This isn't so hard after all." But then her tummy rumbled. She hadn't eaten, and there was no food in the house. So the brave little orange kitten picked up a small basket and trotted to the supermarket.
The people inside chuckled when they saw such a fluffy kitten carrying a basket.
But she was determined. She remembered her mother's shopping list: milk, fish, rice, and vegetables. She carefully picked them all out and dragged the basket home. Step by step, her paws hurt, but her heart was full of love. Back at home, she peeked into the kitchen. Could she cook? She remembered watching her mother stir a pot of warm congee many times. So she climbed onto a stool, poured rice into a pot, added water, and stirred slowly. The steam rose, and the smell filled the kitchen. At last, the simple bowl of congee was ready. She carefully carried it to her mother. "Mama, I made this for you. Please eat." The mother cat's eyes filled with tears. She tasted the congee and smiled. "The most delicious meal I've ever had. Thank you, my little one." Day after day, the little kitten cared for her mother. She washed dishes, cleaned the house, cooked simple meals, and even fluffed her mother's pillows so she could rest. And slowly her mother grew stronger and healthier. One morning, her mother finally stood up again. Her strength fully returned. She looked at her daughter and purred. "My sweet kitten, you have changed so much. You're not naughty anymore. You are my little helper now." The kitten purred, nuzzling against her mother. She had learned something important. That love means listening, caring, and being responsible. And so the little orange kitten continued to grow up, always helping her mother and taking good care of her. Years passed, and the once naughty and playful kitten grew into a beautiful and graceful cat. She never forgot the lessons she had learned during that difficult time, and her mother was filled with pride knowing that her daughter had become a kind, loving, and responsible cat. And now, let me tell you another heartwarming tale of an adventurous kitten who stumbled upon a magical land filled with talking animals. This is the story of a curious kitten named Mittens. Mittens was no ordinary kitten. From the moment she opened her eyes, she was bursting with energy and curiosity. Her favorite pastime was exploring the nooks and crannies of her home. One day, while chasing a stray sunbeam, Mittens found a small opening in the garden fence. Being a curious kitten, she squeezed through the opening, eager to see what lay on the other side. Little did she know that this simple act of exploration would lead her to an extraordinary adventure. On the other side of the fence was a world like no other. The grass shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and the trees seemed to dance before her very eyes. As Mittens cautiously ventured deeper into this enchanting land, she began to hear whispers carried on the wind. To her astonishment, the whispers were coming from the flowers in the meadows. One flower in particular caught Mittens' attention. It was a daisy with petals as white as snow and a center that glowed with a soft golden light. As she approached the flower, she heard a tiny voice saying, "Hello, little kitten. Welcome to Whisperwind Meadow." Mittens, taken aback by the talking flower, replied, "Hello. Are you real?" "As real as the sunshine," said the daisy. "I am Daisy, and this meadow is filled with magic and talking animals." Mittens' eyes widened in amazement. She had stumbled upon a secret realm where nature's wonders came to life. With Daisy as her guide, Mittens embarked on an extraordinary journey. She met a wise old tree named Willow who shared secrets of the forest. She befriended a family of singing rabbits whose harmonious tunes echoed through the trees. And she even had tea with a grumpy badger who, despite his gruff exterior, had a heart of gold. Throughout her adventure, Mittens learned valuable lessons about friendship, kindness, and courage. She discovered that even the smallest creatures possessed great wisdom, and that the natural world was full of wonder and beauty. Finally, as the sun began its descent, Mittens knew it was time to return home. Saying her goodbyes to the talking animals, she stepped back through the gap in the fence, carrying with her the magic and memories of Whisperwind Meadow. From that day on, Mittens was forever changed. Her adventure had opened her eyes to the possibilities that existed beyond her own backyard, and though she cherished her life in the human world, she knew that a part of her would always remain in Whisperwind Meadow, the magical land where a curious kitten named Mittens became a hero. If you enjoyed this tale of adventure and magic, don't forget to like and subscribe for more enchanting stories. Until next time, may your days be filled with sunshine and your heart with joy.